So when we started to develop a calcium supplement for backyard chickens, we knew it had to be sourced here in the US and safe for backyard birds and the families who raise them. So here's a little peek behind the curtain of Shell and Bone Builder, FlockLeader's natural calcium supplement. So let's start with where calcium comes from. Most of the time, natural calcium sources are either harvested from coral and oyster shells in the ocean or from limestone quarries. And just like with most things, the quality of these products is highly dependent on the environment in which they are harvested. As you might imagine, calcium sources harvested from the ocean are highly variable, as a lot of things can change depending on the location or environment. For this reason, oyster shells are cleaned and need to be sterilized before they are fed to chickens. But even so, there are no guarantees. If the oysters were originally grown in poor environmental conditions, these processes may not be enough to remove all contaminants like heavy metals and various chemicals. Plus, unlike for human food, animal feed and supplements don't require regular testing for things like heavy metals, pathogens, and allergens. So you might be wondering why anyone would sell calcium sources that may be contaminated in this way. Oyster shells are a byproduct of the oyster industry, so it's an inexpensive calcium source that would normally be thrown back in the ocean. In fact, throwing oyster shells back in the ocean often benefits that ocean community, but instead it is sold. So what about our calcium supplement? Here at Purdue, we take the health of our flock and our families very seriously. Our goal is to provide you, your family, and your flock the safest, highest quality, and most nutritious calcium. That's why we harvest our calcium from limestone quarries right here in the US. In fact, to ensure that we have the most consistent product, we harvest our calcium carbonate from the same mine every time. Plus, we do regular outside testing for quality and safety. USA calcium carbonate is traceable and always safe. Choose Shell and Bone Builder for the safest and most consistent calcium source for your backyard flock. Visit backyardchicken.com to learn more.